These two LEGO Star Wars sets are not overpriced. Let me explain. Now hold on, I know a lot of people have strong opinions about these prices, and I'm not here to disagree with you. These sets are not perfectly priced and perfect, that matter. So I'm going to be going over these sets and just fixing them, making these sets essentially perfect. 75401 Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. This set sealed weighs 433 grams and or 0.954 pounds. Just the ABS plastic version of the set weighs 227 grams and or 5.5 pounds. This LEGO set comes with 3 minifigures, R7-A7, Ahsoka Tano, and Anakin Skywalker. These figures are all pretty good. The only complaint would be the droid, no back printing. LEGO doesn't do back printing on any droid but R2-D2, and I guess that's just normal. But the other 2 figures are pretty much perfect. I do also believe that this is the second LEGO Star Wars set to have the mid-legs, the first one being the Onyx Center. However, I'm not 100% sure on that. Ahsoka's lightsabers fit perfectly underneath the ship. Ahsoka Tano can also be placed in the cockpit. And then the 2 wings on both sides of the ship can be folded out into the flying position for the Jedi Interceptor. R7-A7 has a perfect spot to go on the ship. And then Anakin Skywalker can kind of just stand there. And then as for accuracy, the only thing that LEGO didn't really include was this little green stripe. But that's where the sticker is on the LEGO set, so I can't do anything to improve on that. So the accuracy is there for this set. This is not a very inaccurate set. The only other thing would maybe be the cockpit and how that opens, but when it's closed, it looks perfectly fine. The thing that people struggle with the most on this set is the value, and there are 3 main ways to value a LEGO set. The first way is price per piece. This set retails for $45 US and has 290 pieces. That's going to be around 16 cents per piece, and the golden rule for price per piece is 10 cents. So that's off. So for price per piece, this is a bad value. The second way is price per gram. I'm going to be using the sealed version because I keep my boxes. And then this one is 433 grams for $45, which is about 9.6 grams of LEGO per US dollar. Is that a good value? Well, I don't know. I don't use price per gram, but I'm just giving you information. And then the last way would be the eye test. Does this look like $45? From what I've gathered online, everybody says no, this does not look like $45. But I'm here to tell you a different story. Alright, let me break it down. So LEGO values their minifigures at $5 because CMS retail for $5. And then 3 LEGO figures are included, so that's $15 of value. So take that off the $45, and now we're at $30. And then we bring out the eye test. Does this now $30 Jedi Interceptor look like $30? I mean, maybe. I would say maybe like 20 or 25. But then we bring out price per piece. And you might say, we'll take off the pieces for the minifigures. I will take those 12 pieces off, but then we look at the extra pieces. And I don't know if this is the exact amount, but I counted 10 here. There might be more. I kind of lost track. So then that reinstates the current piece count, 290 pieces for $30. And that would be a good price per piece value. So am I telling you that this horribly priced LEGO Star Wars set is worth $45? No, it's not. I don't think it is. 3 minifigures, $15. Look at the build. Technically, by price per piece, it'd be good. But with the eye test, I would say like 25. So that really only brings it to $40. LEGO should only be charging $40 maximum for this set. But it's not as horrible as so many people have said. So I believe that this should be a $40 set. Not $45, but it's not horrible. If you buy it for $45, that's still decent value. This is set number 75402, the ARC 170 Starfighter. The set sealed weighs 1.696 pounds or 769 grams. And then the opened set weighs 0.95 pounds or 432 grams. This set includes 4 minifigures, R4, P44, a regular Clone Pilot Jag, and Clone Pilot Oddball. One complaint for this set would be the lack of backprinting for R4P44, but LEGO doesn't do that for anything but R2D2, and that the Clone Pilots don't have dual molded legs, but LEGO doesn't do that for Star Wars minifigures, as they showed with the Rebel Trooper. Another thing that I have a problem with, that most people really haven't pointed out, as I've noticed online, is that the clone printing on the legs is slightly faded or off-colored from the gray of the actual legs. I have some Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan figures here to show what they have looked like. Those are way worse. It's not that bad, but if you zoom in really closely, it is noticeable. All of the figures in this set fit perfectly in the cockpits and areas that they're designed to go into. As it just demonstrated here, you can't put the clones in first in the back part. You have to put the aftermech in. It's because this is a downscaled model. It's shrunk since the last models, so you have to put in the droid first, which honestly doesn't really bother me too much. It's just I kind of make a mistake sometimes. The front part of this set looks good. There are some nice sticker details. The front cockpit does have some gaps on either side. I don't really like those. The engines look good. There are some black pieces that probably could have been gray, but it looks great otherwise. The wings are pretty good. The guns are terrible though. And then speaking of the wings, the main function of this set is the wings. You just push this little thing on the side in and the wings open up. You do have to kind of pry them open if you want them the maximum openness that they can be. And then you just slide it the other way and they close perfectly. These front two cockpits look decent. The back sticker is just the complete wrong color. It is not white at all. And this little window that has been on past ARC 170s is just not there. So that's kind of a problem. The back thrust looks great and the guns look good. The problem with the guns is that gap is way too big. It should be a little bit smaller. And the bottom, while the shaping is technically accurate, it's just weak. As you saw in one of the previous clips, the plate just fell off, so it's just not sturdy enough. The current set is pretty good. There are some parts that just need to be upgraded, which I will be doing later in this video, but let's just go ahead and look at the value. The first one, price per piece, 497 pieces for $70. That's going to be around 14 cents per piece, 4 cents over the 10 cents per piece mark. So that's a little bit expensive for price per piece. Price per gram, 769 grams for $70 US. That's going to be around 11 grams per US dollar. In the eye test, just looking at this set, from what I've gathered online, everybody doesn't think this is worth $70. And then kind of what I would think from just the eye test, with all the problems that I see, I just can't see that it's worth $70. But if those problems were fixed, it'd probably be worth it. And now let's go over my value system. 4 minifigures, $5 each, $20 off the $70. Now we've got $50. Add in the extra pieces, you still retain the same piece count, use the price per piece, that's around 500 pieces for $50 remaining. By that standard, it'd probably be worth it. And the eye test, honestly, I can see $50 with this. But there's just so many errors that I just don't see it. I mean, if you buy it for $70, it's a good set, it's decent. There's just some things that really need to be fixed. And fix them I will. This first part is the window that is just not there at all. So you're going to want to take out these two pieces and just eventually add some more trans brown pieces to just form the window, and it'll look a lot better. Don't forget to do it on both sides. This next section is the gaps right by the cockpit in the front, and I literally just added 2 1x1 white plates. I also added 2 1x4 tiles on either side of the nose. This back turret just has too big of a gap, and it just is problematic. So I added 1 2x2 light bluish gray plate and 2 1x1 black studs with holes. These bottom plates, while having some accurate shape, fall off too easily. So I removed that back white plate, removed all the red ones and the white one in the center, put a 2x4 white plate in the back spot to fill in that spot, and then attached the white plate that was in the center onto that red plate with the sloped one, and then took these spring-loaded shooters with 1x4 white plates on them from the guns, attached them on there so you still have some play feature, and then it just looks better and is way more sturdy. I also used 4 1x1 white cheese slopes across this bottom section. Alright, the cannons. This was maybe the worst part of LEGO's design. So I just ripped them off right here. And I actually took off the spring-loaded shooter and put that where it goes on the bottom of the ship. Here's all the parts that you're going to need. This is just kind of me building it. The cannons, they were just way too small. Like, literally, I don't know what LEGO was thinking. The spring-loaded shooter, I like that I was still able to use it in the build. Just threw it on the bottom, so you still have that function. This cannon, like, it doesn't really have many uncommon pieces, I don't think. And I still am using that tip from the original build. Kind of just support it up a little bit more. Add a snot brick, add some more detail. And it just overall looks a lot better and more accurate. Alright, so for this, the 4 smaller wings, you're going to want to take them all off. Take off the printed pieces and that little gray section. And trying to just add some support onto this larger plate. I just kind of tile this off. The tiles, where I put them, you don't have to put them exactly there. Maybe you want more tiles, maybe you want like less tiles. Just kind of whatever you prefer, and whatever your parts have, like whatever pieces you have, that is your constraint. And they just look better. So for the larger wings here, I just start by removing this little red section. Just kind of keep it together so you know where it goes. Also took off the bottom cannon. You're gonna need a brick separator, obviously. This requires a lot of taking apart. Then take off all those gray 2x2s on the bottom. I will be using them all for support because this thing definitely needs all that support. And I'm literally just adding 3 studs in between. Like, I'm keeping most of the design the same. I end up like peeling all that off to replace that 1x with 2x plate, 2x white plate. And I actually eventually realized that this was built wrong, so something's not aligned quite right. I do fix it, but yeah, it's a little misaligned. So you're gonna want to make sure that it is properly aligned before you do this, and then you're still gonna follow all the same steps that I have here. So here I now have it all fixed up. I think I needed to shift something, but just make sure it looks like that. So I'm kind of just added some plate and tile right there. And then I would say this kind of gets a little confusing, even for me while I was building this. That's why there's kind of a lot of pauses and breaks in this video. because I had to find all the pieces and I didn't have instructions. I'm literally just building it right here. So just do your best to figure it out. And you don't have to follow these instructions one for one. Also, you just kind of modify your set how you want to, which is just kind of this whole video essentially. Like I did 6 modifications on this Arc 170. I think it makes it literally perfect. It makes the set perfect. But maybe you don't have all the parts, or you think it doesn't need that, or you want to modify other places. So it's just kind of up to you. I'm just showing you what I did and kind of how I did it to make this build ultimately improve. And so just follow these steps as the best you can if you want to recreate it exactly how I did. And so here's the final result of my completely modified Arc 170. And again, on that value thing, I would still buy it for $70. I mean, I did buy it for $70. I think it's worth it. And yeah, this video had a lot for me explaining why Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor could maybe be worth the $40. Yes. 45, no. But 40, yeah. And to saying that the Arc 170 is worth it, and also modifying it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.